Welcome back to Plan B. My name is Nilaus, and thank you very much for your support on the previous episodes. It's so nice to see that we can continue a series for a bit longer. I really want to complete it all the way to 1 million, but it's big, this game, and it scales up. Speaking of scaling up, that's not what we're doing here. We looked at this one last time. You can see that this is increasing because we've run out of things, but that's okay because we're going to be gracefully ignoring that. Are we actually going to ignore it? Reinforced concrete, that's actually really annoying. Why are you like that? You are like that because this one is dead. Ah, okay. Well, that sucks. We are just not having enough here. This is what happens. It runs out. Anyway, we built this hex last time, and although I like the idea when I look at it like this, then I don't like it when I look at the trains like this. So let's speed up things. So instead, I have prepared a little setup for a second city. Look at this city. This has also been decreasing a little bit, so also falling down. This is a different setup. This is a more city block-like, 10 by 10 here, and they're sort of diagonal. Some of them will be a bit weird. They will have some kinks and quirks. I think this one is one where it's gonna be weird. It goes weird, so we haven't done that. Basically, we have all this space in here for growing the city and maybe also a bit out. I have set these up, but we have not set the trains in here. Wow, that's interesting what these are doing. Oh, they're just, oh wow, that's a lot of train. What is going on? What are you? You are one of 9 trains unloading aluminium bars. Yeah, here, I guess. And so now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we get stuff in here. There we go. That is going to be high-tech parts, and we want everything to be 300. We have oxygen. Set the destination to the origin. That is down here. That's oxygen, and we want to set it again to 300, and we want to set everything here to 300. That's probably like a good idea. So the origin here, we'll set that to don't we have one up here? Yeah, that one's actually derelict, so that's fine. We will take this one, and that's going to be reinforced concrete. So now we have all 3 things inbound, and here we have this coming in, and this is coming in. Great. So this is basically a very easy way, since there are 9 tiles here between. If we look at that one, oh, we're just clicking on rails instead of clicking on tiles. Click on a tile there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that means if you have 3 stops, 2 inbounds, 1 outbound, which is very common, then this is a really good setup for that. So we have just built the default things. This one is a preparation for what will be our main objective today. Here we have mechanical parts, because I have grown a little bit tired of running out of things. What is very much happening in this game is exactly like this. Here we have a setup that is supposed to make supply depots, waste disposals, roundabouts, stuff like that, but none of these are working because we are all out of materials here. So, oh, look at that, we have 1. And even road, something as important as road, is also run out. I think we have enough, but we want to make sure that we build a hub for our build. So that is what we're going to do here. That means we are going to build some hub part. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we build some deposits, some train stations. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's more than we need, but it'll be fine. Then we need to bring stuff in. It is not a coincidence the way I'm going to build this inbound. Okay, that's a bit of a coincidence. But here. And then I'm going to go right there and there. Next one. So first concrete. Next is going to be steel. And we get that pattern as well. Next one will be the mechanical parts that we just did, because mechanical parts are going to be used for a lot of builds, and it's almost impossible to see the difference between the two, but that's nuances of color. Then we're going to get polymer bars. Yeah, we only have 2 buildings that require polymer bars, but let's get them in there just to make sure. After the polymer bars, we get aluminium, and that's again going to be that one. And after aluminium, we are going to get some high-tech parts, and they also go in here. And then lastly, we are going to get some reinforced concrete. And we have 1 more available should we need it for something later on. And now we simply just go through what it is we want to build, and then just try to sort of build it in here and see how that fits. So we're going to use assemblers for everything here. The first one will be a road, and then it will be a... that will actually be, weirdly enough, it's going to be an... Oh, where are you? It's the recycling center. This one, concrete and high-tech parts. So you get the concrete right here, but you don't get the high-tech parts. So we actually need to grab the high-tech parts. They are all the way up here. They will need to be dragged down to this location. No, actually from this location it's close enough. And then we do that. And then we can get that all the way down here. It's a little bit awkward, but either we'd have to drag the concrete up or the high-tech parts down. Either way, that's what we do. Next things we want to make is the landmark towers. We want to make some here. What is the next thing? We want to make some supply depots, supply centers. We want to make, next up is a waste disposal. And the last thing we're going to need is going to be the roundabouts. There. Then the next part will be stuff that requires only iron or primarily iron. Then that will be this extractor is only requiring iron, and then on top of that we have two more things. Actually, I could just do this. There. This will be rails, because rails require concrete down here and iron up here. And the next one will be making rail stops. Interesting that these two are, well, that's fine. And that's this part. No, so now we move on up to this here. This will be the mechanical parts. So let's make stuff that requires mechanical parts. That is obviously going to be factories. It's going to be assembly plants, and it is going to be, what is the last part? That is going to be a truck. That is mechanical parts exclusively. Great. So the next part, this is now coming up to the polymers, and we have two things that require polymers. That is the depot, and it is the other one. What is the other one? Greenhouse. Yeah, let's make the greenhouse. So the greenhouse needs a steel bar as well. So we need to get a steel bar all the way up here. So we have the steel bar looking at this location. It's actually, here is a steel bar, so we put the steel bar up there as well. And that will now be accessible to this plant. Now the other thing that we wanted to get was here was, what was it? It was the Depot Mark II. Depot Mark II is aluminium, polymers. So polymers and aluminium, that means this is a good place to build that. We might even need more than this, but we'll keep it like this for now. And that will be, what else are we going to need up here? Well, something else that requires aluminium and maybe something else. Then we'll just try to figure out what that could be. That should be mechanic parts and aluminium bar. That seems like an atmospheric thing would be making sense to have up here, and that means we just need to make sure that we get this is the mechanical parts, so we put it here and here, and then it can access to that location. I could also put it here, but I try to avoid those if at all possible. So we want to use this space for transporting things up and down. Ooh, so far so good, so far so good. And now we move up towards the high-tech parts. So what do we need for the high-tech parts? Well, the first thing we need is trains. They need high-tech parts, and they also need mechanical parts. So that's a perfect place. They can feed these two. Excellent. And let's make one more thing. Well, what else requires high-tech parts? Pumping station, yes, but that also requires concrete, so that's not really right now. This also requires reinforced concrete, so it must be something else. It must be this one. That's again mechanical parts. Well, those mechanical parts are kind of haunting us, aren't they? So we'll build up here, so that's getting mechanical parts as well as the trains. Good. Now let's go up here for the reinforced concrete. That's the last part. We have the first one that we probably need in the high quantities soon, the damn things. And then we have the two things we were just looking at before. That is the pumping station, which is high-tech and concrete here. And then the next one is the ice extractor. So with all of this done, we are now at a position, well, hold on, this is, yeah, I think this is fine. There. I think this might be working. And how do we know? Well, we'll just fire it all up. So we need to now send things in here. The advantage of this is, first of all, we can, well, actually the main advantage of this is we can see when it runs out, and we can check one place if all of it is working. What I also need to do is actually here, that is going to generate waste. This one is stalling because it's not generating waste. Now it is getting waste out, but that meant it had decreased, so that it wasn't, these were abandoned buildings because it decreased. So we need to go out here. Anyway, back to this one. We need some concrete. Set up a concrete location. That is going to go from... Ooh, that's a small one. Well, we'll take it for now. And we'll just notice when it goes awry. And I'm going to set it all to 300. That's kind of the good thing. And then I'm going to use this destination there just to jump back. Some steel. That is... we have steel up here. Let's scrap that one for steel. Yeah, so these are already occupied. So let's take the next one as steel. And then get enough to get 300. Perfect. Jump back. And the next one is going to be right there. And that's going to be the mechanical parts. And we just again get it to 300. Jump back. And the next is polymers. That is down here. We built the polymers factory here. And we can take this polymer, and I want to get it up here to that. And I think I also, now that I'm here, I want to build the next one just because. And oops, now we have to scroll ourselves. And the next one is aluminium. Set up that. Aluminium is down here. First one is occupied. Take the next one, alubars, and let's call them alubars. Then no one's gonna get agitated about that. There, and we now need the high-tech parts that we built over here. See, I can't pick this up because that's already occupied and sent in here. So we need to get another way to get the high quality things in here, and also the same goes for this part. We did some calculations previously that if we look at our recycling plant, then we can use the aluminium to get some, like about 50% of the need for a city growth of high-tech. But we could also use it as feeding in here, where it'll be continuously consumed, and we can feed the the steel into reinforced concrete to feed in here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a few locations here. This one will be a recycling location. So we can start 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. That's a recycling location. Recycling gets in with 1. Here, okay, that's definitely not it. Recycling metal waste comes in like that, and then probably on this side. Then the next one will be the highest quantity out. It's 2 steel bars from this one out. Let's see. We'll get a reflecting center to figure it out. There, recycling center is steel bars. Let's see. Yeah, 2 steel bars. So we want the steel bars in the middle, and the other part up here, that will be the alu bar there. And yeah, that's probably way overkill, because each of these can consume 60 output. That means 40 of this and 20 of this, and it consumes 60. Wait, so this is going to be 120, 120. That's 5 times 120. That's 600. Yeah, 600 might be just enough. And you will be going here. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Okay, so what we do now is I will take the origin. That will come from this one in the last second, we can say. And this is transporting 200. We'll set it up to more than 300. This will also increase like really, really quickly. It's starting to grow again, so now they have re-inhabited these locations. Some of these are still abandoned, but this one is now connected again, so that's good. We kind of want maybe another one here. Yeah, let's do another one there, just to make sure that we get enough out, because they actually, well, 112, not much. But at this point, we now need to build another build over here, that, and that. And we might as well build the other thing as well over here. And that will be, let's see. So this is, the first one is what we want is make concrete. Let's make some concrete. This is the reinforced concrete outbound. Let's get that down here. And then we need the iron part, that's here. That's coming in here. And then we need the concrete, basic concrete here. And we need some normal factories. Factories are coming in. Yep. Oops. And I just keep doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. It's not a lot, but it's something. And there and there. Actually, that's not how I want it. That's probably fine. Like this. Good. So, now I take my steel. Get into the steel part here. Steel, and again, always 300. Oh, that's a little bit much. that's fine. And I will also take some concrete. We don't have a way to get concrete, so we'll just have to grab it from one of those concrete places that we have. We could get it from this one, but that's very dead soon. So we'll take it from the next one up here. The first one is occupied. We'll take... That's definitely not going to be transporting organic waste, but concrete instead. And it's going to take a lot to get us to where we want to do. I go back to destination, so this one's now done. I will take this stop and go in here. That will be the reinforced concrete, and we'll just do 2 of those. So that's the first one. The next one we want is exactly the same. And this is the brilliant part of it. I mean, at least in my opinion. That's the aluminium bar. Here, 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 here. And the other part, that's the polymers, right? Polymer. There. And we need some factories, which will just be changed to high-tech parts. There we go. It's all happy. And then we need to get from here. This is aluminium. Aluminium will be an output from... From here. From that one. Yes. From here. Aluminium to aluminium. And again. Oh, that's a little bit much. We'll go to 400 and something. And the polymer comes from down here. I said I wanted 1 extra, and we have that extra here. There we go. And don't need that much. Just get... Yeah. So that's now all of our aluminium and all of the ingredients for the high-tech parts. The high-tech parts will be going in here and just feeding it. And that should be getting us 300. Perfect. So now we also get these 2 inbound. Let's have a look and see if it actually works. This is somehow reverted away from reinforced concrete. Or I missed it. There we go. This is now reinforced concrete. Reinforced concrete goes in here and it's starting to be loaded. Excellent. What about over here? Well, we're not having the polymer bars in yet, but there will be. There we go. Polymer bars are coming in. And outbound wise, yes. So you can see the first little bit of high-tech parts are also coming out and being unloaded here. And now we have the hub fully operational. How about that? Now, with the hub fully operational, with inputs onto all of this going, then we can ask our question, what is going to be the next thing? Because we have all of the outputs here are taken care of, all of the inputs are taken care of. If only the only thing we need is actually to wait for this one to get to 10,000, and then it'll have some more requirements. At this point, it's just growing very happily and spreading out into this domain. Yeah, that's interesting actually. But what I can do though is we have some new and exciting materials in here. We're also just making a lot of nice pollution here. You can see the temperatures just keep increasing, and we now have some opportunity. We have some work cut out for us in terms of the ice down here, and we don't... Oh, look at that! Water! Oh my god, there's water everywhere. Let's switch to the water layer. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue, right? We are probably going to get flooded up here. Oh, this, I'm not sure it's going to work. I just have a sneaking suspicion that this one, as I built it some time ago as a little backup thing, I don't think it's going to work. And probably mining locations without miners are just not super efficient. And it's all about staying effective, and we stay effective by just littering this area for 2 reasons. Well, because we want it, but also because this is going to get flooded soon, so we might want to just tab it sooner rather than later. That should get all that up and running. Great. Now, we have water. That's good, because water will actually get great. Okay, let's start the other way around. Let's start by looking at water. If we want water, there are 2 ways to get water. As far as we can say, they are either we can get it from ice baby, or we can get it from pumps. And if we don't have the water yet, we can't get it from pumps, but we do have it. But otherwise, if we did not have that, the only way to get it was from an ice extractor. And here we get only 5 per second, or 5 per cycle, and that is just rounded off to pretty much nothing. I'm just seeing this is just exactly this kind of space I need. Actually, that's a pretty bad space because this is blocked, isn't it? Okay. How is that not blocked? Okay, well, that's weird. This is actually not at all what I want to have here. I want to only do nitrogen, because if we... there. Okay, good. If we are now getting... If you're now getting water from the water pumps, then we don't need to deal with the water excess here. That makes our build for the ice extractors so much easier. It'll simply just be like this. One line down here. I don't even know how far we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Great. And we just take a big old line here of 15. There. And some lines over on this side. Ah, we don't have enough. Typical. Well, if only we had some builds for this. Let's actually check, because do I remember reinforced concrete and mechanical parts? Let's go to our hub and just validate that it is actually working. Reinforced concrete and... There we go. Pumping station? It's the wrong way. Yeah, it's the wrong way. Shoot. Well, that's why. There we go. This one has to be here. Getting in there. We get the mechanical parts. Everyone's happy. We are now making more ice extractors. There we go. More ice extractors. And we're just pumping out pumping stations. Great. All right, so let's go back to this location. That's a little bit unfortunate that we don't have enough of this, but we will gradually, eventually have this. So this will be a stop that takes care of all of our nitrogen. So you might be thinking, what do we need nitrogen for? Well, technically we don't know yet. But as I feel that I'm pretty convinced that when we get back, we will see an answer to that question. There. Okay, so this will be, each one of these is 5, so it's going to be here, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's 20 for each row. There are 20 rows. That's going to be 300 per cycle. That's pretty good. 300 per cycle coming out here if we just happen to get a little more of these. But we'll come back to this when we set up the first train for this. The other part is going to be water. And water is weird in the sense that if you try to place it here, then it's just no. But if you try to place it close to water, obviously it works. Basically, you can place it on the green area, then it works, and not on the other area. So we just make some kind of... Oh, look at that. It's actually spreading way quicker than we had anticipated. So we can build something along this line if we want to. It's going to get worse. So let's build it... Let's build it here. I'm just trying to figure out where I want... let's build it here. And just zoom out, zoom back in. And some of this. Okay, so some of these are not available just yet. Okay, never mind. That means we are going to do just water here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get it a little bit further up where there's more water. Let's make it here. That's going to be water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be the loading location. And then we need... here. That should be fine in terms of getting enough water for this part. I don't even know if we have enough to feed all of this. And this... Okay, we just ran out. Cool. And then we need some... Awesome. Yeah. I like this pattern with the roundabouts on either end. And then I could take this and just go straight down here. I think it'd actually be preferable. There you go. So that's now connected. Good. And we just need some stations. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have water. Perfect. That's going to be a lot of water. Each of those are 30 water per second or per cycle. So plenty of water. Now, how are we doing? We are not doing so well. Ooh, we are not doing so well. Why? Because now you want food inbound. Well, well, well. We are gonna get some food. All right, so let's get some food in here, but we also have some other waste coming out now. We have now organic waste coming out. So we need to make some new waste deposit here. There, that's gonna be for organic waste. And that one, and one more of these here. And that'll give us organic waste. Now that needs to be built to be sent somewhere. Let's make this an organic waste location. Sure. So we need some stations. And then figure out what happens in an organic waste station. That is, we need a recycling center. That's going to be doing compost. So what do we do here? We need organic waste 5. That's a lot. How much organic waste are we generally making? 150 right now. So 150, that will need 30 nitrogen. That's not much. We need producing 300 nitrogen. So that's pretty good. But this will be the organic waste inbound. And then I will also get... Here we'll get the nitrogen that we haven't really gotten yet, and then out here, no, we'll actually do it like this, and these two up here will now be the compost, which is the outbound. Compost is our residual outbound, and this one will just not be able to support enough of this, to be perfectly honest. Maybe even like this, because this is consuming 330, or it produces 1, that's 30, so it consumes 150. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 750 inbound. Yeah, that's not really happening, is it? But hey, one can pretend and one can wish. So we'll just do this part. Don't need these to be super aggressive. There we go. I just don't need that. And we just need some outbound here. That can reach here, and that can reach here. Great, so we have all those things done. That means I need to get some waste inbound, organic waste. Set the requirement, set it here, set the organic waste, and we need to just over 300. Everything, it's just easier for us to know that if it's over 300, then we have to go back and figure out if there's a genuine problem with it. Here, this is coming from way far away. So let's go up here and get some nitrogen. We don't need a lot of nitrogen. We actually need only... if we're getting 300, then we only need like 60 here. So let's double that just because why not? Oh, hold on. We can also go while we're here. We can also make sure that we build all of the new stuff. Yay. And from here, go to the destination. Wish back here. These are now inbound. And then we have compost that we don't know what to do with. But luckily, I have an idea. 1, 2. Compost can be made into water. No, can be made into... whatever. Let's see. There. Compost can be made into food. So 1 compost equal 2 food. So let's look at ratio. If we consume here, we want to get 100 food inbound, and that would give us 150 waste. So 150 waste going in here into one of these. 150 waste becomes 30 compost. 30 compost comes in here and becomes 60 food. So this is not stable. It will saturate 60% of the food production as in and of itself, and it needs a silly amount of water. So the first thing we want to do is get a water. If only we had just prepared and got a nice water supply that was just ready to go. Hold on. Oh yeah, exactly. And that will be the other compost inbound, and then we'll have some food outbound. Great. There. And we just built here. You are going to be very low quantity, 60. That means 30 of this, 30 compost. How much are we producing here? Let's say we were getting 300 in. Then that would only be 60 out. Okay, so... I guess we just make it in a single line here. Water is the one that's going to be more troublesome. And here, let's do that. And that one, and that one. Yes, so that's fine. Then we're going to make the longest train line that anyone has ever seen before, and that is going to be a compost line, 220. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Then we get the water inbound, and let's get the water from here. Get 1 water line, thank you very much. And that needs, 29. That needs so many trains. So many trains. 600. Yeah, done. And then we get the food. Food will go to the food input. Yes, food input, and that will be enough. Right, so we built that, but it's not going to work because I've only saturated the 60% of the fuel input. So we do need to get an extra one, and I think I'm going to be cheating my way here. 1, 2, and then build 1 here. Even though it's going to take out some of this housing, well, they can build the housing again some other time if they want to, and that will be here. So that is it's good. We just killed a little bit of a population, but we are down. Oh, we're down below 9,000, down 10,000. That's funny. So now we don't need food again, and now we're back up again because yeah. We told them to move out, and then they went like, then we go on hunger strike for a little bit, and then they regretted it. So they're back on their agenda again. Now, how do we get more food? Well, you can actually make compost in a different way. You're gonna need compost out anyway. Ugh. Sorry. Don't mind me. Derailing trains full of compost? Full of chemicals? Doesn't that sound familiar? And that's the organic waste. That's definitely not what we want. This one. Here, and here. That's that one, that one. And what is it we want in the middle? Well, we don't know because we haven't really seen it yet. It is possible to make compost by carbon and nitrogen. Interesting. So, and it's 3 and 2, so it's actually more carbon. But here's the thing, right? Carbon is kind of easy to make. We don't even need a train for it. I think we could just do this one. Maybe we'll just do the other ones instead. And then we can build. Yeah, so this will be requiring 60 carbon, and we'll just get the atmospheric extractor. There, and then we can just build it like pretty much. Not these two. These here. And then we just build a giant area around here. That's going to cover, and that's going to cover that. And this one is out of range. There we go. That will give us all we need, I think. Except we don't have the nitrogen, so let's set the destination for nitrogen. That's coming from here. Let's get the second nitrogen, and that will be 200. Let's do that. And jump back. So that will now be a different way of making compost. Now I could feed the compost in here, but we would end up in a situation where it might be filling, or it definitely will overfill the compost here. And this compost that we are making from the city waste won't be able to put in here. So I'm going to have to do exactly the same copy as over here. This is how I build priority. I know that you can kind of maybe sort of hack in a little bit of a different way. But I kind of like this way. So that's the one we're going to do. Here, here, and here. And then we'll just make a little bit of line of that. And everything is good. And then we just get stuff in here. So this one, let's do it the right way. The compost is setting the origin here. Compost, yes. One train, sure. And we also have one train here. Yes, one train. So this, is it getting there? Yeah, it is. And the train is, okay, there's a little bit of coming in. It doesn't seem like we're, it seems like we're not getting the height. This one is not coming in fast enough to sort of spread all the way down here. Oh well. In time, it'll probably fix itself. Then water, definitely. Set the origin, and that needs to come up to this water location that is very much underwater by now. Or not yet, but soon it will be. And I'm going to set that up to 600 because I have so silly amount of oxygen here. Or water, and set the destination. Good, that'll be full of water trains. And then we can set, finally, our output, our return. That will be here. Send the food in to the city. 400 apiece. And let's see, how are we doing here? In terms of growth, growth is absolutely amazing. Look at that, that works really well. Now all we need to do is just get this all the way up to 30,000, and then we can see. What I also want to do is I want to check if things are not working here, because you can see this is the iron. We don't get anything here because we don't get the concrete. Didn't I also just yeah, I took it from the bad concrete. Bad concrete. So let's change that from bad concrete to better concrete. These two are done. I'll take it this one. And we're now getting 9 trains. Let's get more trains. Here we go. And go back to destination. It's okay. There, 310. 300. There, that's enough. All right, so concrete was running out, and that's not working. This is getting closer. Oh, whoa. What? Oh, food is not coming in. That's the whole point of this. Dude, this one we know will be always lacking because this is relying on organic waste. But this one, you get your shit together and start making some water now. That is much better. Look at that. Get it in here. I can even build that one here to help empty the train as fast as possible at this location. And just going here, just go. And it won't be going all the way down, but even if it's just making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, that is 60 times 5. That's 300 food, just like that. This one is making 300 food, and look at that. Once this comes in, I'm sure that our food problem is just solved and gone. All right, we're back to growth. This is green. Look at that, green, and everything else is probably bad. So we're going to focus on this city almost exclusively for now, because I believe this is a total population of 30,000, and we got some eucalyptus trees. That's interesting. Hold on, we can actually make that. Carbon and water. What the hell do they do? Weird. I'm just getting an urge to build that. Urge to build trees. Ha. That's... You did not expect that, did you? Water inbound, yeah. But we don't need carbon inbound, I think. Because we can just get carbon. So this one needs water inbound. Yep, water inbound. And let's see this tree. Where's it made, actually? In a greenhouse? No? Maybe we can't make it yet. It's not a factory. Please don't make it a factory. It's not a factory. Good. Huh. And assembly plant? No? Yes, we are assembling. Okay, weird. Let's go in here and see how much do we need for a pine tree. 12 times 3. That's 36 plus 36 water and that. So this is 72. This is 144 and. Yeah, 216. 216 is good. And that goes in here. And then we're going to get the coal on the other side here. Or carbon. Not coal, but carbon. We got the city and reach population of 100,000 in your biggest city. So that's just basically our single city here that just needs to keep growing. I actually think it would be better if this was alternating like this. Yeah, definitely. And then we need some atmospheric. Oh, first I need this set. And it's the third one. We are using so much water now. And we were saying it needed... You know what? It's just better this way, isn't it? Let's go 1, 2 more. Yes. And then we have those atmospheric extractors, which we'll just build everywhere. There, or maybe not on the rails. And the other side as well. There we go, that is sturdy. Now it does kind of feel a little bit stupid that I built it all the way there, but not up the way there. It should be shifted by 1. But this one should be good. Once this comes in, then we start making some eucalyptus or pine trees. Should we also make some of the other trees? They probably cost the same. Yeah, they cost the same. So let's make every other one a different kind of tree. That is so funny. I'm looking forward to just stamping some trees. What is up with me? Stamping down trees? Being happy? I don't know what that actually will do. Oh, look at that. This is problematic. Also interesting though that if I do this, then that should actually work in just unloading the rest of it. Yeah, we have water forming everywhere. That's going to be a river. I don't know how we're going to deal with the terraforming. Maybe we should stop polluting. Maybe. I don't know if the polar ice caps will melt as well. This one is also kind of not working. Oh my god, someone is stealing our miners. Let's get all these miners in here. Staying effective. This is just an extra steal so that if we were running out, we could always just tap the next one seamlessly without issue. And that will probably happen as well at some point that we need it. Yeah, and all the way back and forth. Yeah, there are always just a little bit here and there that's missing, but that's not working, and I want to get it before it gets flooded. Let's go back to the city. Woo, that's growing. It's growing rapidly, right? Limited city supply, and that is because we are not getting enough reinforced concrete. Why? We need 247, so reinforced concrete. Dude, where is that reinforced concrete? Oh, shoot. Someone forgot to just build 2 trains. Oh no. That's so embarrassing. Good thing no one noticed it. It's also kind of silly because we could just make a supply depot here and then that would fix everything. But, oh, damn it, it's actually so much easier. I could just make a supply depot here because the city has grown to such absurd size that it actually is not really a problem. But everything here in the hub, as long as we know that everything is done, then we also know that it's flowing as it should. Food is coming in and it's green, so everything is growing happily. And it'll just go up here. So that is... Oh, the trees. I promised some trees, didn't I? I didn't technically promise trees, but we looked at some trees. Let's get them trees. Whee! Look at us. We're treeing it up. That is so... Oh, they're dead. And we killed the forest. Yeah, let's say minimum temperature -20. Grow temperature 3 and maximum temperature 30. -30 is 0, and yeah, okay, so I don't think it's time for trees yet. It was a good idea, but they can kind of survive. The minimum temperature, they can kind of survive, but these eucalyptus trees is -20. And this temperature maybe... I mean, it should be -15.8, like on average, but we can also look at the temperature here is... Temperature is -1 degree. Damn, that's pretty good. -1 degree here. So these are actually almost growing. I don't know what's going to happen when the trees start growing. I mean, we'll need to chop them down. Anyway, we'll probably make some atmosphere and stuff. So that is amazing. We're actually starting the terraforming now. But most importantly, we have a hub that's working and we have a gigantic city. Well, I mean, it's not gigantic, but it's the biggest cities we have. And it stopped working again. Why you stop working? Waste processing is not keeping up. Sigh. They're full. Both of them are full. Really crazy. I'm going to do that because it might be that part. How much waste are we producing now? Oh, it's also like 400. Okay. Yeah. So let's start at least by getting more trains to actually pick stuff up. And then we'll just deal with the actual processing later on to see if we can actually keep up with this. And that's going to be here. And the other waste was here. It's kind of crazy how... Okay, so this is now the aluminium here that isn't being transported off to... That was going to be on this one. And why is it not being... What? Oh, that's the... Oh, it's the steel bars. Yeah, I can see the steel bars are just not getting consumed fast enough. That is actually a problem. That is a problem. Because this is not being consumed for anything. Well, it's going to be consumed for here, but that's irrelevant, kind of irrelevant. Let's do this one. It's just not consuming it fast enough. So I'm going to change the destination here. Then I'm going to change here. This is the primary one. The primary one here will now be here. This one will now change the origin. Change the no. This one. Yes, change the origin, which is from that location up to where we get it from the waste. There. So that should keep this one flowing a little bit faster. There we go. And because now there will be a sufficient demand. It's actually not a very high demand, but we'll get this one in here as fast as possible so we can 521, and that goes, let's look, goes in here, goes in there, drops off at this location. This city is growing pretty rapidly. We are already up to 50,000. I think we'll be leaving it here now that we fixed that part. And I think the next challenge will very much be about sort of can we support the whole thing as it continues to grow rapidly and just keeping up with the supply and demand here. This is kind of good. It's still good, but yeah, we need to make sure this is 700 outbound, but it has to be unloaded here, and it's unloading, but it's not unloading enough steel bars. The steel bars are transporting not at the right rate, so let's get some more steel bars out of here. There we go. Now let's get the steel bars out. That means all of these will hopefully start working again. You'll start seeing that they are getting back in action when they no longer have this input stockpile. We'd rather want them to have an input stockpile of waste and not an input stockpile of the other things. Cool. So that's working because now comes over here. Look at that. It's actually burning through the steel pretty rapidly here. And this is only 30, so it's 60, 60, 60, 60. That is 360 only being consumed here. Not even enough though. Not even enough. And we might actually need to do like some extra things like this to get the whole thing going. Yeah, this is good. Maybe we need a little bit more space between these for some of the higher throughput items, but this is something is definitely happening now, and we're also filling up this supply. Great. All right, I think we're solving this. There's still going to be a bit of an effort to get this one running because there's a backlog here that needs to be emptied. All those things are just things we need to tweak as we come back to the next episode. I hope you have enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.